Hello everyone, it is great to see you here once again on Dee's Delights. Today we will be making caramel apples, and these are supposed to be no way that these will fail. We'll see. This is the third attempt for me to make caramel apples where the caramel doesn't slide off the apple. So anyway, I have some light sandpaper. This is really light. It's not too abrasive. So this is what I'm going to be using. I already started doing some of my apples. Once you sand them off, you're going to want to wash them in warm water and then dry them thoroughly. Then we're going to pop them in the fridge for a while. So let's go ahead. I'm going to sand this other apple. Make sure you take the stems out just by turning the apple around and it pops out. You will need 2 cups of brown sugar. You can use light or dark. So 4 tablespoons of salted butter. Go ahead and let that set out at room temperature. 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. 1/4 cup of light corn syrup. Now I normally don't use Karo syrup for much of anything. It's been a long time since I used it. And as a matter of fact, I can remember using 40 years ago, my one boy, and when he was a baby, and when babies get bound up, back then they used to recommend putting a little dark Karo syrup in the baby's bottle. I don't think they recommend that today, so if any of you out there have babies, don't try it without asking your daughter, because I guess there can be problems from it. But I tell you what, it worked great. So, Karo syrup, multi-purpose. You're also going to need 2 tablespoons of cold water and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. So get all of your ingredients ready. Once we get these all cleaned off, sanded off, dried off, I'm going to put them in a bowl and put them in the fridge, maybe for about an hour. So I'll see you shortly. In a large, deep pot, add all of your ingredients except the vanilla. So we're going to add the 2 cups of brown sugar. I'm using light because I'm out of dark. 4 tablespoons of salted butter. 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. 1/4 cup of light corn syrup. And 2 tablespoons of cold water. You're definitely going to need a candy thermometer for this recipe because you have to know when your mixture gets to 248 degrees. So keep that in mind. Turn your stove to medium heat. Let's mix all this together. And once we put it on the stove top, we're going to stir it continually until it starts to come to a boil. I've been stirring constantly, probably for about 10 minutes now, with a wooden spoon. You don't want to use a metal spoon, use a wooden spoon. It's going to soon come to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, I will stop stirring until it reaches 248 degrees. All right, it's coming to a boil. That means it's about 212 degrees. All right, it reached 248. So let's go ahead and stir in our teaspoon of vanilla extract. Then we're going to let it cool to about 190 before we start dipping. Once it cools a little bit, I'm going to pour it into a bowl to make it dip easier than using this big pan. We'll see if it's going to stick yet. Roll it around in there. Shake off the excess. Then we'll roll it in some nuts. This stuff gets thick pretty quick. So you'll want to work fast. And if I had a little bit deeper dish, I could get the whole top in there. The nuts are not going on these. We'll let them sit for a while. And then what you need to do is put them in an airtight container, and they'll stay good on the counter in a nice, cool, dry place for about 3 days. Oh my Lord, this is good. I tell you what, also you could probably heat this up and pour it over ice cream. That is good caramel right there. And it's going to get stiffer, but that is really good. So thanks for joining me here once again on Dee's Delights. I hope you enjoy your caramel apples. I know I will. Have a great day, everyone, and I hope to see you real soon.